Freddie, what a night. FA Youth Cup third round, Arsenal at home, taking them all the way to penalty kicks. What was it like for you, being in goal, having to make many crucial saves and being part of that football match?
It was very nerve-wracking. I mean, for us, kind of a Cat 3 side to play against a Cat 1 side, it never happens. So obviously, kind of everyone's up for it. Even though we're up for every game, there's just something special about the Youth Cup. And it's just, when you're in the game, you're so nervous, you just don't want to make a mistake. So I guess, yeah, it was. I enjoyed it, I loved it, but it was quite tense at times.
One of the dominant factors in the game, of course, was the weather, a really strong wind, rain throughout the night. As a goalkeeper, that's one of your biggest sort of challenges, isn't it? What was it like to deal with that?
The first half, because we went against winning the first half, it was awful, literally. We'd clear the ball and it would go up and it would come back towards us. I think we dealt with it quite well. To come in at half time 0-0 against the wind, we did very well. And then the second half, I don't think we used it enough, but we used it quite a bit in terms of being able to switch the ball to the other side and it would carry on and reach the winger.
First half, you had to make a number of crucial saves, particularly when you were under the cosh. I know that's something that you're made up of. You're very much a shot stopper. You enjoy that side of the game. But did you feel like your first half performance was, huge in terms of getting yourselves to half time still with a clean slate?
Yeah. First half's massively important. I mean, you need to. If you get the first thing right, then your mind tells you, right, the next thing's going to be right. Everything else is going to be right. So it's just making the first save, and then just thinking, I can do this. I'm stopping this. This isn't getting past me. So it's just having that kind of mental attitude. And also, if the ball hits me in the face or anything that hurts, then it happens. Just get your body in the way, just block it, stop the ball going in the goal, and hopefully going at half time without conceding.
Particularly against a team like Arsenal in a Category 1 academy, how important is that mentality to have those little confidence factors come into your play early on that make you think, actually, we can deal with this?
It's massive. They're up front, they're very technical little passes, so I expected quite a few one-on-one saves today, just because they'd slip the ball in behind or it'd take a touch set to shoot and just set it to the side and someone would just be through on. So yeah, it's kind of setting up and knowing what they're going to do will help you a lot. Yeah.
Overall, your FA Youth Cup campaign, obviously beating Eastleigh, then that fantastic 8-4 win against Portsmouth. It's been quite a campaign in your second year as a scholar at Cheltenham Town.
Yeah, I mean, for us to reach the third round and draw one of the biggest academies or clubs in England is brilliant. I mean, this season in the league we're a bit on and off, but Youth Cup we've been fantastic. To take Arsenal to 0-0 at 120 minutes, to take them to penalties is kind of David and Goliath, wasn't it? So for us to be able to do that kind of sums up what everyone's been doing, all the hard work that everyone's been doing, not just the players but also the staff behind the scenes, setting the game right, setting the training session up to be more realistic of what's going to happen. And for me, Adam Dealey's come in, helped me massively this season. Got me prepared for every game, whether that's here or with North Leigh. So it's just all the help and all the work behind the scenes has been massive for the game day.
Do you feel like the second years, like yourself, have progressed significantly, particularly as second years into young male men footballers as opposed to boy footballers almost?
I think massively going out on loan has helped a lot of the second years. Being able to make that transition from youth football to men's football turns you into a man. Because youth football is quite soft, it's quite fast paced, but you don't really see any kind of hard challenges. When you go up to men's football, and it's physical, is getting prepared for proper football rather than everything quick. You're not always going to have that. You're going to have a 6'5" striker against a 6'2" centre half who's bullying him, and you've got to kind of work out how to play against him. So I think massively for the second years, that transition is mainly down to having that exposure to men's football, and then you kind of find it a bit more comfortable coming back to youth football because you know the tricks of the trade.
You mentioned it earlier, you're loan currently at North Leigh. How are you finding life in Oxfordshire with them?
It's brilliant. I love it in North Leigh. I played 4 games there, and I think we picked up 7 points out of those. So really, really happy there. Great squad, manager, get on really well, and it's nice to be playing men's football at a decent standard and facing a different opposition to what I would usually in the Youth Alliance League. So yeah, just loving it at North Leigh. Looking forward to this weekend actually.
And I know between the ages of 10 and 16, when you were at Oxford United, you played against some big teams, Chelsea, Tottenham in the academy system. But where does a night like tonight rank in terms of your short footballing career so far?
To be fair, I think tonight's the best night in terms of the occasion and the team. I played Arsenal Under-18s whilst I was at Oxford, but I think they put out quite a weak side, and it was a friendly and there was no pressure on the game at all. Whereas tonight, in the biggest competition for us youth lads, against the biggest team who quite often reaches the semis or the final, it's for all of us. I think it's up there in terms of the biggest occasion and the most enjoyable occasion that we played in at football.